Morning, people. How are you doing? Let me see. Can I get a one if you can see me up here? Let's see. All right, Virginian. Okay, V. Yeah. Okay. So, what's going on? We got Winter's Grace. My bad. I'm trying to sit up here and fix this other shit over here in the counter. We got Katrina in here. Katrina Peach is here. I'm sorry. Geisha Beach is here. We also have, let me get down here some more. Discarded Flowers. We got Charity. I see some new people here. Uh-oh. Okay, I see Colette. Wow. Okay, so shit, happy Friday. A lot of you people, I've never seen you in here before. We got Donnie Johnson. Okay. All right, so what that mean? That's what's up. Got Boys and Kiss. Okay, check it out, y'all. Y'all remember what we talked about last time we was here, right? You remember that. Ladies, get the fuck out of the black community. And sometimes get up out of the communities where you have people that pretend as if they're trying to get something done for black women. Get away from black folks that always have a reason and excuses as to why you can't just walk the fuck away. Get the fuck away from that shit because you're going to end up getting hurt. I have to tell you that there's a lot of people that come to YouTube, that come to your street signs, that come everywhere else, and they'll tell you how bad the black community is. But as soon as you start talking about walking away from the black community, it's always some bullshit added to it. Do you ladies remember last week when we talked about, was it Tuesday? I can't remember whether it was Tuesday or last Friday. But we talked about when these women were basically kissing their sons in the mouth, black women, sitting in there making very nasty, disgusting, incestuous looking pictures. Well, we got people that are so-called reformed saying the same shit that niggas would say whenever they compare themselves to white men. There is no way on earth that you're going to convince yourself that you should be kissing on your son in the mouth. It just is what it is. But as soon as somebody feels a way, you'll have someone coming out saying, oh, well, look at the white girl doing it. You can't compare yourself to no fucking white woman because they got motherfuckers that control shit. White men control shit. It is what it is. So you can't go over and say, well, since she can do it, I can do it. Unfortunately, you don't have the protections and the resources and shit that white women have. Is that fun? No, it's not fun at all. But it's the facts. You have to go by what's happening instead of what you want to happen. So therefore, if you found the black woman kissing her son in the mouth in a Spider-Man movie, that needs to be wiped the fuck out. Making excuses of it is trying to find a white woman doing the same thing. Now, here's the deal. She gonna get away with more because she got more protection than you. That's just the fact of the matter. She's going to get away with more because she has a group of men that provides for them and builds for them collectively. So to compare your life to their life is stupid shit. And it's very stupid to sit up there and try to make excuses so that you can have the same shit that she has when your men, quote unquote, ain't doing no fucking building. Somebody that has a husband that makes $200,000 a year and you got one that makes $40,000 a year, the white bitch gonna have more. It just is what it is. So even the $40,000 a year is a dream come true to most black women that only deal with black men. Okay. Most of these niggas, they're broke and you're trying to help them get by. And that's on you. You don't got to divest. You ain't got to do none of that shit. If you like it, that's fine. You go over there and you be miserable and you work your ass off. That's not my shit though. And it's not a lot of black women shit though. Black women deserve more. You deserve more. Okay. Because your men let you come over here and get fucked up. It is what it is. But as soon as you find a way to try to take up for black people, it's amazing that you'll compare yourself to another group of women who don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. Also, your life is different than hers. Point blank, period. I don't get why you would try to compare your life to theirs because your so-called men will work for white women's men. Okay, so you're not going to be able to stand across from her, talk shit and all this shit. All you can do is walk away and get what you can get and stay away from niggas. That's the only way that you're going to get any justice. Okay. Aaliyah, it's on you. I need to turn this phone
I
off.
don't know how many times I have to say it. We're black. So we talk about black people. We talk about the black community. We talk about what affects us directly. I don't give a fuck about what Becky does with her son. That's her business. That's for her community to handle. That's for them to worry about. That has absolutely nothing to do with us whatsoever. And I'm not with this whole this person does it too, that person does it too. What that's called is passing the buck. You think that by throwing somebody else under the bus that's gonna negate the fact that some fucked up shit was done, and it doesn't work that way whatsoever. It's childish and it's stupid. Oh, that's the argument. And what I mean by being childish, that's the argument that my little niece, she's 9 years old and she's been doing it ever since she was in kindergarten. Just because another child gets caught doing something doesn't mean it's okay for you to do it too. And that whole little so and so did it too, that does not, you were the one that got caught. You're the one that we're talking about. Constantly passing a buck, that shit has got to go. Let's stop doing that. Let's keep it where it belongs and just focus on what's going on in our community. And yes, black women gonna get their ass called out on this channel. You will be held accountable as well.
Well, the ones that don't want to be held accountable is this. I noticed that they still got a little bit of hope for the what they think is a very few black men that are out here looking for a black woman. um Correction, black men don't have to look for black women. What you're doing is standing in line with a bunch of other women, and he knows that shit. He knows that shit. You're going to be competing. If you find somebody that happens to be black and he talks nice to you, you're going to be his side bitch. Now, whether you're going to be his main bitch, I don't know, and he has a side, but these men, black men, are surrounded with black women, including some fake ass BWE bitches that are waiting to find someone like them. I don't know what it is. They all have eyes. You can see who's creating around here, who's getting the water together, the electricity together, the buildings together, who's doing all of that shit. The building in which you live in, they got that shit together. Okay. And you're still sitting up here waiting for black men to get better after hundreds of years of bullshit. Okay. I don't appreciate when you clearly are throwing shots. Talk about don't mind the shade. Hey, it's all good. I try to keep my your name and anybody else's name out of my husband liquor. I do. I don't call nobody's name up here, and I don't allow anybody to use their names. But when you sitting up there and you all of a sudden figure out, well, there's no way to work this shit out with black men, you're still threatening them to leave. They don't believe you at this point. It's been a decade. They don't believe you. As a matter of fact, the ones that still threatening to leave, they laugh at your ass. And I don't even know why I'm telling you this. I really don't. I think you know this, but you're still begging. You stood there and begged on your way out the door, got one left foot still in the fucking door. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. He does not believe you at this point. I don't know why you're so hooked on him, but you need to walk away from me. That's what you need to do. I'll tell you ladies more about this in Discord tonight. So if anybody's confused, just walk away from me. You are the type of person that'll sit up there and get on a panel with black men. Are you out of your fucking mind? You're still willing to negotiate with black men. Have you lost your mind? There's nothing to negotiate with. They don't have anything to give you. All your resources is coming from somebody else. Okay? What's going on, Shane? Oh, her shit fucked up. Ebony, it's on you, boo.
Okay, if you have stooped to the point of saying so and so does it too, you've lost your argument. I mean, that's just a deflection. We all know that, right? And you know, it makes you look foolish. And I'm gonna correct something that DZ said. They don't want us, and they don't care.
Period.
So, period. They don't want you. They don't want the light skin. They don't want the preferences. They don't want you. Leave it alone. The problem is you got to want you enough to have enough self-respect to pick your shit up and go.
Everything that they do is always, y'all remember all the bullshit that these niggas do. You see it every day. I see it every day. I still have 196 emails. I answered 76 of them since the last time I saw you guys, but I can't get it to 150. Why? Because there's a lot of stories to be covered. This shit is going around every fucking where. But then when you get a black woman and she sees black women that are not going to put up with that bullshit, they come and target you. I wanted y'all to take a look at this real quick. I had uploaded it, put it on private. This is some mammy shit. This is mammy shit. I'm going to play it all the way through, and then we're going to go back because we got to drag this bitch.
For the black women who get on here and say they're done with black men, they want to go where they're appreciated and they're starting to date outside their race. That is a very dangerous rhetoric to spew out to young black girls, because you're going to give them this idea that dating outside your race is safer. We're not safe nowhere in the hands of no man. We live in a racist, patriarch society. Okay, we live in a racist patriarch world. There's nowhere in this world that a black woman is safe. And to say that the same people who enslaved us, the same people who still torturing us today, globally, I don't care about your individual experience. Globally, as a whole, genocide, y'all are saying that black women are more appreciated in the hands of non-black men. Black women aren't appreciated anywhere on this planet. And y'all are really, that is dangerous to spew that out. I don't care.
Okay, let's start first things first. What in the fuck is this bitch talking about? She said that you're not appreciated anywhere. Well, guess what? Guess why? Guess who started that shit? Your men started that shit. That's who started it. So let's take it from the top. And this bitch is getting ready to get dragged. Because, I really try to ignore shit like this. But I'm telling you, this shit is some bullshit. And I get scared for the young girls. Because sometimes, when you're in that stage in your life where you're looking for someone, quote unquote, if you ever go through that stage, because some of them don't, you get manipulated by bitches like this. Let's do this, okay?
For the black women who get on here and say they're done with black men, they want to go.
For the black women who are here to say that they're done with black men, you should be jumping up and fucking down because clearly you still want them. So if we clear the room, you got that nigga all to yourself, you stupid bitch. Already, this video makes no fucking sense. Already. Let's go with another sentence and let's go.
To go where they're appreciated and they're starting to date outside their race. That is a very dangerous rhetoric to spew out.
Can anybody on the panel tell me what rhetoric is?
I have no idea. Some shit she made up.
Well,
They always want to sound smarter than what they are or deeper than what they are.
yeah, she's using the word rhetorical in the wrong context completely.
Oh, okay. All right, let's go.
Out to young black girls because you're going to give them this idea that dating outside your race is safer.
Well, with the stats, with you being with black men, being attacked 3 times more likely than your opposite race women, is it not safer? Just asking a question. If you getting your ass whooped 3 times more likely than if you leave the black community, what does that end up in?
I don't think she meant rhetorical because she wasn't asking a question. I think maybe the word she meant was rhetoric. Is that what she was going for? And she just said rhetoric.
I don't know, but the bitch, she don't make no damn sense either way.
I mean, this mammy babble. We're trying to decipher mammy babble.
I'm serious, y'all. Let me look at these comments down here because I'm trying to figure out if black women are getting their ass beat 3 times more likely when they stay inside the black community and it slows down as you leave the black community, then God damn it, it's true that if you leave, you lower your chances. Nobody said that you won't run into idiots in other races. That's the part that she don't want to put out here. And bitches like her be tripping me out with this shit. She cannot pull up one of my 178 lives that says, leave the black community because you're going to be 100% safe in another community. I'll wait. And I'll do a special live and retract all that shit. Nobody here has ever said no shit like that, bitch.
I'm going to tell you what her problem is, just like a lot of women's problem, including a lot of women in this space. Their problem is the fact that we do shit on our own terms. When you get the fuck out of the community, you are no longer bound to their bullshit. You live your life based on your own terms, meaning you don't have to kiss no ass to get what the fuck you want. You can just be you and you can just be free. You don't have to listen to all this bullshit about slavery and feeling you owe it to somebody to mule and march and protest and just be constantly living over 100 years in the past. You can get the fuck on and finally start living your life. You don't have to kiss no ass. You don't have to run up behind nobody. You ain't got to lick nobody nuts. You ain't got to beg nobody for love and acceptance and to treat you right and all this other shit. You just go and move the fuck on and keep it going. But, this is what these bitches do. They don't want to be by themselves. So that's what they do. You got bitches on here who will suck up to larger content creators and kiss their asses because you need the clout. But and just the same thing with these mammy bitches. They do the same thing with black men. And it kills them that we don't have to do that shit. So for all you calling us white male worshipers or ghetto or you cuss too much or
Speaking
this
of
or
white male
that.
worshipers, we're gonna be worshiping white men on Tuesday. Grab your popcorn. Since you said that's what we do, I'll show you what that looks like.
They
Oh, I
don't
can't
like
wait.
not.
Mhm.
Here's the thing: the black community, if you can call it that, wants freedom for black men only.
Mm-hmm.
They want to control and roll black women and girls in the dust until there's nothing left. They don't want anybody to want you.
Mm-hmm.
They because if some, I mean, serious. I have seen people get offended by watching a black woman be happy with somebody who's not black. They get offended and hurt. And so my thing is you when you lose the control, people trying to pull your strings, pull your heartstrings. It's all fucking manipulation from the church to the deathbed.
I want to know what her fucking problem is. Okay, so if there's a room full, y'all make this make sense. There's a room full of money, and you're in need of money. You want money. There's 5 other women in the room. 3 of those women says, "Fuck this money. I'm leaving." Are you gonna say, "Hey, get your ass back here and help get some of this money. You take some of that. You take." No, you're gonna be happy that there's gonna be money left for you. If you got your head screwed on right, that's what's gonna happen. But they don't want you to go. They don't. And I'm starting to think a lot of mammies like going head up with other bitches over a man. I think it gets them all kind of wet and lactating around this bitch because that doesn't make any sense. Let's hear what else this whore said.
We're not safe nowhere in the hands of no man.
Why is that? Whose fault is that, bitch? Why aren't you safe anywhere? Why is it that every other group of men don't have a problem knocking you the fuck out when y'all get into an argument? Because they know good and damn well they're going off of what black men say. They ain't gonna protect you. They said that shit in crisp English. I don't have to protect you. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. You're not my family. And even when it comes to their family, their numbers of matricide is going through the roof. Did you know that shit? It's going through the roof. So family or not, black men just don't like you. It is what it is. Elle, what you got on this?
Boom. All I gotta say is fuck these bitches.
You're
I
so
say fuck
stupid.
these bitches. Okay, yeah. Let me quit playing with you. Look, all I have to say about this is this. These hoes, and this proves what you always say when when you let us or you give us a moment of clarity and say, hey, look, everybody's not going to be able to go. We're going to try to
Right.
save as many as we can, but there are a lot who won't be able to be saved. And her on this screen that's talking, and she just sound, I'm sorry, she just sound like a plumb fool. I don't know what she trying to say. But all that shows is that most of the women in the community think like this.
Yes.
And so that's
Yes.
why a lot of us won't be able to be saved because the majority of them think that since we have been so traumatized by the black community that we are not safe anywhere else or that we won't get treated better anywhere else. And that is a dangerous point to be trying to brainwash people with. You can't do that. And that's
I,
scary to me.
I don't know what's
Yeah.
wrong with these girls. I don't know. But if you're looking for dusty snacks from these nakers, why don't you try another group of women? Okay. Why is it that you have to, whenever you feeling kind of nervous, like black men aren't paying you any attention, you come straight for divestors? You're going to have to choose a different group of divestors. You know, the ones that go to etiquette class and all that shit. This ain't that, bitch. Go ahead, Aaliyah.
See, what she doing is what Elle was talking about. This is fear mongering. That's all this is. And it's a very highly manipulative tactic, and you usually get this shit from nakers. That's what they do best. Try to convince you that it's just as dangerous on the outside, so you may as well just stick with us, or
See,
they're
it's
going to
not
treat you the
true.
same way, or they're not going to treat you any better. You have no choice but to stay over here with us. See, everything is about getting you to stay exactly right where you are, doing the same things you've always done, and not changing a goddamn thing. And that's why you will continue to get what you've always gotten. Because, like they said, the very definition of insanity is doing the same shit over and over again. And we have generation after generation and not being open enough to try something new. And this is why we are where we are. No progress has been made whatsoever. We're still at the bottom, and we're still dealing with the same bullshit that our grandmothers and great grandmothers were putting up with. So people can miss me with, oh, they were so different back then. No, they weren't. We're still dealing with the same shit. Actually, the niggas we're dealing with now is those niggas on steroids, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah,
what
they're
she's
worse.
doing. Yes. So what she's doing is fear mongering. That's all it is. They're racist. They did this. They did. Like I said, everything they talk about requires your ass to go back at least 100 years into the past to talk about this bitch wasn't no slave. She talk about somebody was enslaved. Was she a goddamn slave?
Well, here's the thing, Aaliyah. Yes, racism exists. Yes, patriarchy exists. So here's the deal. Are you going to deal with the misogyny and the violence and the manipulation in the Black community? Or are you going to open yourself up to more choices in life, not just in men, but in different streams of income, ways to just to live your life differently? Or are you just going to stay stuck? They want us to stay stuck. Stuck bitches want more stuck bitches with them.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Ladies, you have to get the fuck on, or you're going to be surrounded by bitches like this. They love black men. And the person that I was talking about earlier who made that crazy ass post about white women do it too, you sound just like these niggas. Black women and black men from Blackistan are the same motherfucker. They didn't. Okay, let me tell you this. Okay. I don't know why we seem like easy targets, but when your dumb ass got on that panel with all of them niggas and told them white women wear weave too, they didn't give a fuck. So I don't know why you tried that white women do it too shit over here. Here's the deal. Black women are very mentally incestuous with their sons. It is what it is. You pulled out white women are just as what's the difference then? How the fuck did her son beat your son's ass? You never bring up that part. White women do it too. Really? Okay. Well, why the fuck are their sons the ones that's hiring your sons, locking your sons up, making your sons tighten the fuck up when they come around? What are you talking about? What's really happening here? I don't get it. And you can kiss the entirety of my ass with that bullshit. Because I'm gonna tell you something like this, bitch. I've never come for you, and you shouldn't have threw that rock. Talking about, I'm not trying to throw shade. Yes, you are. Just own it. Own it. Because this is shade and I'm throwing it. Never said nothing about your raggedy ass. Keep fucking around with these niggas and you're going to get what you get. And what makes it so bad is you're the archetype that they hate the most. The most. Kyra, it's on you.
Good evening, DZ. Good evening, ladies.
Hey.
So here's the thing. So I'm going to have to get in Discord after this to know who you're talking about at first. But this chick here, it's like I've said, she wants someone to be able to offload her sons and nephews to. She wants, if we divest, that godmother hustle is gone because, we're not going to be around for her to be getting some money until she gets her EBT money for the month. And I've said this in Discord, she's a 1995 preference. Look at her. She passed the paper bag test, but that's not good enough for them now. And as more and more black women are divesting, well, guess what? She gets to be the new dark-skinned girl in the black community. They don't want that. Colorism didn't exist, 20 years ago when we were talking about it. But now, colorism is a thing.
Girl, I cannot. I don't. It's like this. People can say what the fuck they want to, right? But It's like this. If you're going to send a whole bunch of people down a bad road, shame on you, especially women that look like you. You had to ignore all the bodies that dropped this week in order to put this message out here, you raggedy motherfucking bitch. How dare you? You as a woman, as a grown woman, can do whatever you want. That's just the facts. But if you're going down a horrible road and you snatch one of your sister's arms and say, "Come with me," that's when you need your ass kicked. You go do the stupid shit. Everybody not trying to do that shit and quit lying to these women.
And to add to what you're saying, yes, if you're a grown woman, like you're especially 25 plus, you have the right to do what you wish to do. But guess what? So do we. We're
Thank you.
grown women too, and we choose not to go.
Look, let's finish her up.
We live in a racist patriarch society.
I can't. She can't get a couple words out. Y'all, what? What? Okay, say we do. So let's just say white men, Asian men, all these men are racist as fuck. You know what your men are doing? Sitting on their fucking hands and making you fight them. You stupid as fuck. You're stupid as fuck. You're supposed to abandon camp when it's up to you to be the fighter. Listen, half idiot, half soldier, 100% motherfucking idiot. You are all the way fucked up. I don't know why the fuck that you even sit around, but like I said before, though, it is your right. Please stop spewing this bullshit. They need to, I don't know, I don't remember the name of the movie, but they had little factions, different groups of people that believed in different shit, and they all broke off into these little groups, and everybody went their own merry way and only came together when it was time to barter for resources and all this shit here. I forget the name of that movie,
You
but
talking about Divergent?
I think that's what it was called, Divergent. We need some factions around this bitch, because you still got people, and to me, this girl is young. You still don't see what's going on. You didn't what?
DZ, man.
BZ,
Oh, go ahead, Ebony.
if the black community was so wonderful, why the scare tactics? Why? Oh, you better put blinders on. Don't look over there. Just look straight here in the I mean, why try to scare people to stay?
That's the only way
Staying
you
is
can make them
scary.
stay. That's the
I
only way you can make them stay. Oh, if you leave this community, you're gonna get your left nipple cut off. That's boy. That's some of the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life.
You know,
on the
next
flip
to
side, on the
go
flip
ahead.
side, Ebony, if the white man is so racist, who is signing your paycheck assuming you work? Um, I'm gonna ladies, who is signing her paycheck? Is it Brad or Tyrone? Like, who owns the damn
Let's just
company?
keep it real. Who the fuck manufactured that scarf sitting on this dumb bitch head? It wasn't there. Listen, we don't
Mr.
even have to
Lee?
thank you. We don't even have to go down to the paycheck. Who created that car that you said? Who manufactured that shit? Huh?
No, I had an answer for what Ebony was just saying about the scare tactics. Well, you got to think about the old scare tactics no longer work. Remember what the old scare tactics was? Man, you can't date white men. They'll take you and tie your ass up in the basement and kill your ass and bury you under the house. That's that
Right.
old shit they used to say. They used to have you think, oh, he gonna strangle your ass to death and kill you. They
Yep.
wanted you to believe that all white men were serial killers and every damn
Yep.
thing else. That was the old scare tactic. So they got to come up with more creative ways now to scare you. It was just that's what that is.
Mm.
Well, the thing is, they're afraid of you being happy for one thing.
It
Um,
bothers them.
it bothers them a lot. I remember when I went out my first date, he looked at me, he says, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Well, I'm laughing because everybody thinks you're going to kill me and bury me in the backyard." He
Mm.
started laughing at me. He says, "Let's just have some dinner. We'll think about that."
Well, according to some multi-letter mafia motherfuckers around here, you ain't got no man, and neither do I. Okay, you ain't got one, and neither do I. Just let
What?
that sink in. Yeah, just let that sink in. Let's go, mammy bitch. Let's keep going.
Wow.
Okay, we live in a racist patriarch world. There's nowhere in this world that a black woman is safe. And to say,
Why is that? Why is it wherever you go that you're not safe as a black woman? Whose fault is that? Who was supposed to be protecting you from all the elements, all the lions and tigers and bears and racist white men? Who was supposed to protect you from that? I can't
Uh,
hear you.
I like to add to that. We've seen those videos of, nail salons beating on black women. Why is it that they feel so comfortable doing that to black women and not Becky when she Karens the fuck out? It's because
Listen.
Tyrone doesn't protect. Not only does Tyrone not protect, he'll probably join in the fray and start beating on the black woman too.
Oh, he gonna film it and scream World Star like the stupid ass animal that he is. Okay.
It's not Tyrone anymore. It's Omarion.
It's the black Kevius Malus. That's what it is.
Look though, what you just said, most of those hair stores are smack dab in the middle of the black community where there's a lot of black folks. It goes without saying, and there's a lot of black men there. He brought his little ass in there, opened up a store that you couldn't open, and beat a bitch ass right in front of you. Do you know what that says about what you are? Do you not understand that that right there is all the evidence you need that these niggas cannot protect you, and they said that they don't want to? Can you imagine you as a black woman going to another country and assaulting the weaker sex in their community while all of the stronger sex that belong to that same race? Can you even imagine doing that? I couldn't imagine, but guess what? God damn it. They don't give a fuck because they know these niggas ain't gonna do nothing. I need y'all to know that everybody sees black men. Everybody sees you too. Everybody sees black men, and they know good and well he's not gonna raise a pinky finger when somebody fucks you up. Therefore, you need to put yourself first and step the fuck away. You got to remember that he was charged with taking care of you, and he failed. He failed hundreds of years ago and got the goddamn gall to stand here today and say he doesn't want to do it. And he said it to your face. He's not speaking in code. He said he doesn't want to. So how in the fuck is that still your preference? I'll wait. Okay? Anyway, let's finish up this bird right here.
That the same people who enslaved us, the same people who still torturing us today, globally, I don't care about your individual experience.
Now, I'm glad this part came up, y'all. Did y'all hear what she said? She said, I don't care about your individual experience. What do these mammies do when I come over here and say all of them dusty? They start singing about their individual experience and their family members that they don't think fit that bill. It occurs to me that you know what this is. You know what this is. And you are trying to make shit. You're able to do shit that we can't. You said you don't want to hear about anybody's individual experience. But when I said I don't want to hear about your uncle, your daddy, and all these motherfuckers here, you got mad. It was, oh, she doesn't want to hear about the good ones. Bitch, so you know the game. You sat your funky ass here and said, you don't give a fuck about my individual experience. You don't care what happened to me when I was 7 and 13 and how I grew up. You don't care what we seen and all the other black women that throw ones in this fucking chat when we ask about them being touched as children. You don't want to hear about that. Just don't go. You filthy fucking bitch. How dare you?
Can I ask the question? Who sold us into slavery? Since we're going back to that, I mean, are we supposed to really believe? Are we supposed to believe that just a bunch of black people were just standing on the coast doing nothing and got snatched up, or were it black males who colluded and sold black women and children into slavery? I'm just curious.
She knows the answer too. She knows the answer.
And while she's still talking about the ones who continue to torture us today, well, yes, she's right. The ones who sold us in the first place continue to torture us today. And that's globally. And they still sell black women into slavery. I forgot what part of Africa it was, but I was watching something where if a male family member commits a crime or does something fucked up, instead of him serving the time or the punishment, they can send a female, whether it's a female child or a grown woman, to serve their punishment for them. And they send these girls over to these damn priests, and priests do whatever. They work them like slaves, they rape them, whatever. I'm sorry, excuse me. They sexually assault them and everything. I'm like, how is that punishing the male? It doesn't. It just gives him freedom to continue to do what he wants to. And if he fucks up and breaks the tribal law, oh, well, I'll just send another female family member over there to serve my punishment for me. And it's the same thing with the males over here. They pimp and traffic black girls and women. that's still enslaving and torturing us. So who is she talking about? The white man that who has provided everything for you, Heffa?
Listen, y'all, I agree with you, Shane. It didn't get past me that women were putting ones in the chat room, and that's the shit that bothers me. I can never ever get up here without all the victims, and they deserve to be heard. They deserve to be heard. When you see those ones, that should tug at your heart. But somebody like this bitch in this video, she don't give a fuck. She will tell you, well, that's your experience. I don't want to hear about your experience. Not all. It's 62%. And I honestly believe that it's a lot higher than that. But since I don't have paper proof that it is, we're going to go with what we got as far as paper proof. So you mean to tell me you gonna turn your funky ass to face a whole bunch of women that you know over half of them are touched before they turn 18 and tell them that they wrong and to worry about racism when you work for white folk? Really? Is this what we doing? Is this what we're doing?
You forgot white men do it too.
Oh, okay. Okay. I've seen white men do a whole lot of shit that black men aren't doing at all. So if that's the case, where that building at, nigga? Where's the resources, nigga? Because white men do it too. Let's finish this dummy up.
Globally, as a whole, genocide, y'all are saying that black women are more appreciated in the hands of non-black men. Black women aren't appreciated anywhere on this planet,
including your own home, including your own community. See, this is what this dizzy bitch ain't saying. She's not addressing why you're most hated in your community. Why? They don't like you. They hate that you birthed them. There's nothing about you that they like except your reliability. I said what I said. You are very reliable when one of these niggas have an issue. Not so reliable to your sisters. Not so much. But whenever they fall on they motherfucking crooked ass shit log, here you go right here with a cape and some goddamn leotards on, ready to get his funky ass up off the goddamn ground, you dumbass dizzy bitch. Okay?
And y'all are really, that is dangerous to spew that out. I don't care.
How about that part? I don't give a fuck either. You can make these little trash ass TikToks all you want to, but the numbers are not going to change. Sitting up there in a car, riding around, and all the shit that you're using, the internet, the car, and every damn thing else, including that fucking scarf, came from white folks or Asian folks, and you dragging them while you couldn't even get that message out without them people that you hate so much. I find that very, very interesting. Okay. Welcome to the panel, Egypt. How are you? I can't believe you used your name.
I did so I could get up earlier because I got to go to work. So,
oh, that's what's up.
When I seen that on TikTok, like it just triggered me. And like I told her, bitch, and it's not dangerous to tell black women to stay. That's what I want to know. It's not dangerous to tell black women to stay when you see black women. Not only do they see it for themselves, because when I was on the fence, even when I would see women date out, I never had an issue with it. But in the back of my mind, I knew the niggas that's fucking me up is my niggas. Is the black males that I'm with. The men that are treating me like shit are the black males that I'm with. The niggas that are showing me that they just don't like me. And they show it. They show it to black women. But black women like that don't want to see it because and I feel like what I try to understand is, I don't get it. Like, why do you want other black women to, like y'all said before, to be a part of it? Because won't that mean that it's enough niggas for you?
I don't get it.
Because they know they don't, to be honest, and I've been said it, they don't want to be left by themselves. Like they say, misery loves company. They want you to suffer with them. A lot of them literally can't go anywhere because they are stuck in their own mindsets. They got babies by these niggas. They married to these niggas and every damn thing else. So they literally, their choices have already been made. So they have an issue with us trying to get, not only do we leave, we turn around and take all of the younger women with us that want to go. Then again, that goes back to what Kyra was saying. Their sons and nephews and all of that shit. What happens with them? See, that's their problem with us. Y'all bitches don't want to be by yourselves over there. And I already said, we're not staying. You have already made your decisions. Now live with them. You have no right to try to keep or hold somebody else hostage. Fuck that.
They don't
D,
want
D-
you to go because this right here is so fucking fun. This is fun, right, ladies? This
you,
is fun. Yes, ma'am.
you know I can't. You know I had to drive through Atlanta because of my travel. Do you know how many homeless black males I passed on the way from Hartsfield to home?
I believe
Going
it.
through Atlanta. Well, just multiply that as more and more black women divest, because and they know it too. These mammies see the homeless black men too, and they don't want that to be their sons and their nephews.
You being miserable is very important to them. Let me explain. If you take a look at your screen, it says pregnant woman was allegedly killed by Navy officer. Okay, that is a unicorn. Who in the fuck would not call this man a unicorn? These are the people that they say that you should get with. One of these black men that went to school, he got a job, he has a steady income. And, you would assume that he's family oriented, but you do that shit and you're going to end up like this girl here. Okay, because there's no such thing as a unicorn. Okay. And family says it happened after she refused an abortion. Here's the deal: you being miserable is important to the black community. You have to be miserable. These motherfuckers sat up and celebrated when the Roe v. Wade situation went down, but they need you to abort their children at the same time. They don't have to make sense. They just want you miserable. If that child is going to make you miserable, let's get it. That's what they want. But if you want the child, they want the child taken away. And as soon as these unicorns and the fellow apes that are with them can't tell you what to do, well, guess the fuck what? Headlines like this happen. Okay? This happened in July, but they're just now charging him now. Okay. I am so tired of seeing women sitting up here making videos like what we just watched and ignoring shit like this. You mean to tell me, had she divested and not gotten with anyone, that she wouldn't be more protected? You said out of your rotten mouth, whore, that if you leave, you still not gonna be, protected or whatever. So if she left and was going to find herself and just was divested, doing her goddamn thing, taking herself shopping, working her job, doing whatever she wanted to do, and she got with no one, then what? Because that's part of divestment too. And you bitches always make it about finding some goddamn man or some love interest. Mammies do that shit all the time. That's not what it's about. Okay. But if you end up divesting and crave companionship, it would be very, very wise that you don't turn around to your fellow unicorn naval officer so you can put your ass 6 feet deep. This shit is ridiculous. You never see TikToks from these same broads about this shit here. When are you going to tell this young lady that picked her unicorn RIP? When are you going to say she would have benefited from leaving the community? Because the fact of the matter is she would have. There's nothing you can say to change that. She stayed, she had raw sex with him, gave him a goddamn baby, and he said no, because they don't like when you do that. They know that they don't deserve that shit, but you keep doing it and you're frustrating the fuck out of these animals, and they taking you off the planet faster than I can goddamn count. I mean, you getting the fuck up out of here. I can't cover everything. I'm 2 weeks late, 14 days late on some of these bodies dropping. By the time I get to the goddamn body, they've been unalive for over a week. So it looks like I'm behind. But there's nothing. I could go live every single day and I still wouldn't be able to catch up with the way you catching hell out here. And you don't feel nothing. You just gonna keep pretending like black power and putting your ashy ass fist in the air? I don't think so.
But DZ, you forgot the bean pies. If they had the bean pies, it would work.
Hmm.
Let me guess. He either has a wife or a girlfriend or some woman somewhere that he didn't want to know that he got somebody else pregnant. Is that why he did that? Because usually when they're in the military and they have children or wives, they get extra benefits and stuff like that. So a lot of them usually they don't mind that. I'm wondering if he already had somebody and he just didn't want them to know that he got her pregnant. Is that why he did it? I mean, I haven't read this article. Do they give him a motive for doing it?
Other than the abortion, I didn't see anything, but that could be possible because a lot of military men are married. They tie somebody down before they leave so that they'll have somebody to write and come home to. So I don't know. All the facts of this case hasn't come out yet, but only thing I do know is that he didn't want her to have that baby, so he
Wow.
acted out. Okay. Um, Bucky Hart, are you dusty?
No, I'm not. I'm actually Lisa, but I from last chat on last live this past Tuesday. But I just want to chime in again. Hello, ladies. I'm glad that I got another chance to be on here. I'm not telling any stories, but I just want to say, at this point of day and age of information, stories, experiences that these women are giving out here, these podcasts of just the enormous stories of every black woman is having the similar experiences. At this point, I just think there's a bit of some masochists involved with why they're still staying.
And that's
I
okay.
think there's
That's
addicted to this
absolutely okay.
drama. You know, they like the misery. They want everybody to be a part of that. And just for
See,
me
that's
to
the part
be
that's not okay though. If you into
right,
this sadomasochism bullshit and you like getting your ass handed to you, have at it. When you try to bring other women into that shit though, how dare you, you treasonous bitch.
exactly. I totally agree. And I love your show. I've been like binging for the past couple weeks, and I believe your message is getting out there. It's just some females like myself, I move in silence. I don't
Okay.
speak out so much, but just listen to you guys and just me just chiming in to get my point of view. I think it's ringing bells.
I appreciate you coming up. I really, really do. And thank you for your support. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
All right. Let me see. Babs, Asari, Bed. Are you dusty?
I'm
Oh,
eating. No, I'm not dusty.
okay. Okay. Go ahead and add, dear.
Um, I mean, I don't really even know what to say. It's
Okay.
like,
Well, then I'm going to put you in the back.
okay,
Okay,
put me on
boo?
mute. Put me on mute.
All right. Let me go ahead and put
Okay.
you in the back with the rest of the crowd. Let's see who else is back here. We got Natasha Forever. Uh, Nasha Forever. Girl, how you pronounce that? Welcome to the
Nasha.
panel. Nasha. I thought it
Nasha
was
forever.
Natasha.
Yep. Hey,
What's
Dizzy.
up, boo? How are you?
I'm doing well. Hi, ladies on the panel and the chat. So I'm not gonna take up a whole bunch of time. I'm gonna get right into it. Okay. The chick on that video, so full of shit. And I keep hearing this. Oh, well, you're proposing genocide. So the fuck what? So the fuck what? If there are fewer black people, that means there are fewer black women suffering. So the fuck what? Fucking Harriet Tubman was willing to jump over the damn bridge and die. She was sick of the bullshit. Okay?
Um,
Rather die in freedom than live in fucking slavery. Like what part of, if you reduce this shit, you reduce the amount of suffering and crime and fatality and overall fuckery in the community. Do people not understand?
they
I'm per-
understand this shit. They
I'm
understand it.
perfectly fine if we reduce the numbers. I'm good with it. I'm not worried about a fucking genocide because there's always going to be a bitch willing to lay down with a hard R. We're never going to run out of that shit. I don't know
That's
why people
unfortunate
keep.
to me. That's very unfortunate. I wish the numbers would suffer for it. Because what are we adding here? Generally, I'm not talking about divested women. I'm talking about your run of the mill. I like black men ass bitch
Not a
running
damn
around.
thing.
We're not adding a fucking thing
Not a
except
damn
for
thing.
more weak clients and more bullshit. And
More
don't forget
bullshit.
more violence. Don't forget that part.
Exactly.
But see,
Exactly.
here's the thing. They only preach that genocide shit to black women who are going out of the community because black men swirl at 3 times the rate, and nobody ever stops them and say, you've committed genocide on your own people.
Thank
They
you.
say love is love, and this man, black women don't own him, and he can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. They don't hold him to that standard. They don't make him responsible for that. They only want to make black women responsible for the preservation of the black race. That's why you know it's disingenuous because we are the only people that you preach that genocide bullshit to. They don't give a fuck about it, so why should black women?
We shouldn't. I don't give one damn about it. If we didn't create any more little black children tomorrow and to infinity and fucking beyond, I would be okay because that would mean less stories that I have to hear, like the one DZ just put up about the young lady. She was fucking 20 years old. 20
Right.
years old, gone, removed from this earth. Are you kidding me? Like it's fucking ridiculous. And this bullshit about the girl in the video, and it's gonna be 2000 and fucking 79, and there's still gonna be a bitch talking about slavery and shit. Like, we are gonna have colonies on fucking space, and there's still gonna be a bitch talking about slavery. Let it go. Let let this bullshit go.
And also, they don't know when they preach that genocide shit. You're still muling, sis. Y'all are claiming to be so goddamn reformed, but when you start talking that genocide shit, it's like you're still expecting Black women to carry that burden on their shoulders, which is the continuation of the Black community. You're still expecting them to carry their weight by themselves. Again, you don't hold the men to that standard. Nobody's browbeating them and telling them they have to choose Black women, or if not, the Black race is going to go extinct. Nobody's teaching them that shit. So what you're doing is trying to get women to still continue to mule. That's what it is. They have to carry that burden alone on their shoulders.
That's right.
But you know,
Hold
at
up
the
a
same
second.
time,
Hold
I'm
up a
sorry.
second, ladies. Babs, Asuri, I keep putting you out of the studio because you didn't have anything to say. And in case somebody's trying to come up, I was trying to free up a chair for them, if you didn't mind, beautiful. Okay. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna put you in the regular audience. All right. Thank you for
I like
coming
to
up.
piggyback with that. You know, at the same time, these guys that these Black guys that's going out of the race and making babies, they're out here really thinking that they're making Black babies, but they're not. They're making biracials.
See, a
So
lot
if
of women they bring that point up to Black men, like Black men give a fuck. Whenever I hear somebody bring that up, and I'm not saying that you're doing this, but it's like saying, "Hey, you need to choose me because if you want Black children, I'm the only one that can do that." It's to me another begging tactic. Let these niggas go where the fuck they want to go. They've been
yeah,
doing it for the longest. Get the
I
fuck
get where that's
on.
coming from. I
Hmm.
just think that the Black women need to like be so just dis just disconnected, period, because at the end of the day we're the ones that's giving birth, we're the ones that's creating life,
Bucky,
and
let
just
me ask
leave
you a
it
question, Bucky.
alone.
Bucky, let me ask you something. When you say that to a crowd, when you say that to Black women, when you say we're the ones that can give life and we're the only ones that can make Black children, who are you directing that at? Because my thing is, I don't care what Black men think. I don't need to tell them what they're doing is so called wrong. I don't think it's wrong. I think it's beneficial for Black women for them to get the fuck on. But
Oh no, I'm with you. Like I'm with you on that. Just getting away completely, leaving it
right,
alone. Just
Mis- Mistress,
let it where it leave.
that's right, Mistress Rogue. How are you?
I'm good, ladies. How are y'all?
Amazing. What you
Good,
got, boo?
good.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you. My bad.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I just have to tell you that Mammy triggered me because what she negates to tell these young women is for the fact that white men don't have the power they have without the collaboration, the coordination, and the cooperation of Black men who sold us into slavery. That
Hmm.
is number one. She gets her confetti brain, fried food bat looking ass up on this screen and tries to drag these young women to hell with this disingenuous logic. First of all, rhetoric and patriarchal. It's not that hard to fucking say, you dumbass bitch. Second of all, these men have been the architects of our fucking misery. They've been the architects of our destruction for nigh a fucking millennia. What is she holding on to? In 1870, Black men were given the right to vote. Anybody want to guess where they were in 1883? Because it wasn't fighting for Black women.
Oops.
Anybody?
Oops.
Anybody on the panel? I'll tell you where they were. 1883, Pace v. Alabama before the Supreme Court so they can strike down anti-miscegenation laws. Y'all have been holding on to this pipe dream for as long as we have been alive and far longer. When y'all gonna let this shit go? At this point, it's just it's a dead thing. Y'all out here trying to resurrect this dead horse, and that motherfucker is dust.
Hmm.
I don't get it. And I don't like when bitches get on the internet thinking they're spitting facts or saying something and try these shaming tactics or fear-mongering, as Aaliyah put it, because that's exactly what it is. It's just, what are you saying? What are you fighting for? Sister, you riding around the car that a white man built. You wearing a headscarf that was probably manufactured in Asia. Your hair probably came from Indonesia or Thailand. Your man ain't done shit. They ain't built you shit. They ain't gonna do shit. The only thing somebody please explain. I just want to know, ladies, and this is an open question. Anybody, please answer me.
Now you ain't have to get up here trying to go that hard now.
I'm sorry, lady. Like, shit like this been pissing me off, especially after seeing that young lady. Because as somebody who served in the military, cheating is rampant, and men would do that shit all the time. When I was in the Middle East, there were women who would come to the gate looking for Michael Jordan because these fucking dusty ass nakers then got them pregnant. All I want to know from anybody on the panel or anybody in the chat is what is the environmental or existential function of Black men? Because I can't find one. What is it? Anybody?
It's to give up that good dick, according to them. That's these bitches are dick dizzy. Everything surrounds that motherfucker.
It's not good.
I never had none. Fuck that shit. I can't speak for person.
I wish I never had it, but no, it's not. Oh my God. When I would talk to my friends, they would tell me all the time. And I'd be like, well, how was it? And they'll be like, girl, I didn't even come. So what are you fucking for?
Right?
Well, Mistress Rowe, zoo exhibits,
A mess.
Girl, stop it. I just asked that because I have not found one thing in history that they have done without standing on your shoulders or hiding beneath the skirt tails of Black women, using you as a shield. And then the moment they don't feel like men, they want to cut you down in the street at a rate of every 4.8 hours. What the fuck is their function? Even mosquitoes have a function as food sources. Bees and bats pollinate. What the fuck do these nakers do? I'm about to say something. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They don't do nothing. They are the only group of men that extract more from the economy and everywhere else than they put into it. That's the reason why they owe the country a $50 billion tab. They have always taken more than they give.
Yeah.
It's
and
like
if
a
I can add
parasite.
something, because I do concierge, as I said before, and when I travel to work, or even when I'm just sitting at the desk, what I notice is Black men done a lot with demonizing white men like they've done Black women. But what I always see is when they go over that way, Black men, even the gay ones are the ones who are DL, when they come in those buildings, they always be with white men, the ones that they tell Black women to stay away from.
Boom. They don't even date each other.
No, I going downtown Chicago and working up north and being in those condominiums, Black men are always in there for white men. Always.
It never fucking fails to me that they are here trying to preach one thing but practice something completely different. At this point, all I want them to do is shut the fuck up or get abducted by aliens off the goddamn planet or sprout wings and fly to hell. I don't care where they go. I just want them to leave Black women and girls alone. That is my sole request for life. What I don't get is why these dick dizzy bitches get up here espousing like that Black men's dick is just God. A divested woman told me something and I've been holding on to it. She said to me, you have to think about pussy like prime real estate. Depending upon who you allow in your dwelling, the property values will either increase or gain equity or decrease and depreciate in value. Y'all bitches out here giving out your pussy, giving it to Section 8, cockroaches, motherfucking government Swiss cheese pussy, Section 8 voucher pussy. What are you doing? What the fuck are you fucking these niggas for? They're not doing anything.
That's really all they have at the end of the day. Dick and swag and hip hop music. And and they can put a ball through a hoop or kick a ball across the field. That's really at the end of the day, if it's not anything that includes performing or entertaining, where else do they really excel? Like where's the overwhelming amount of mathematicians, scientists, engineers? I mean,
and them niggas don't even have swag. All they do is wear fucking big ass snapbacks and t-shirts all day. Like they just, when I look at like the white men where I work, just the way they dress, I just be like, damn, like I don't get it.
Girl, they wearing leggings now. They wearing leggings now. They're wearing leggings. They are literally wearing.
Check this out, y'all. Okay, here's the deal. You can't even get stabbed in the neck without the help of a white man. Do you hear me? If you look at this bitch's neck, it says Aspen on it. That's a white-owned company. They make bandages and slings and all this shit. You can't even get stabbed in the neck by a nigga without needing a white man's assistance. Do you understand me? I don't think you understand what the fuck I'm saying. This is the deal. You need them. Unfortunately, that's just what it is. I hate that you hate it, but you need them. Okay? Look at this shit, ladies. And I know y'all fixing to drag this bitch.
A bullet still lodged in her neck. Erica Williams Ote is on the long road to recovery after Helena, West Helena police say last week she was shot by her husband of 7 months, 49-year-old Johnny Ote.
He thought I was dead, but see, God brought me back to life.
I hate this whore. I hate this whore. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. You sitting up there with a whole neck brace on. God done brought me back. Hallelujah, Jesus. No, God ain't did shit. You know who did something? The doctors that's in that building behind you, you dumb bitch. Do you understand me? They get on my nerves.
I got a question, DZ. That you said the last name was Ote. That doesn't sound like an ADOS last name. I thought that these diaspora grapes were supposed to be better.
Girl, bye. Ain't nothing different about them except for the time zone.
I quick question. If God saved her life, why the hell he didn't save her from getting shot? I mean, just an observation.
Period.
Sorry.
Period. I hate that when motherfuckers show up to the hospital. Oh my God. We got an injury walking in the door. We getting everything ready, trying to stop the bleeding, trying to make sure this bitch's airway is stable, starting a line, getting some fluids going. We saving this bitch's life. And the first thing she do is thank God. Bitch, you can at least say thank you to the doctor. How about that part? How about who paid this bill? I guarantee you this was some Medicaid state-funded shit, and you're giving up all that pussy to the nigga that shot you in the neck. And you can't even get a neck brace that say Wakanda on it? Y'all are bugging. Let's go. God damn, I can't.
The victim says she was heading out to celebrate her 40th birthday when her husband aggressively approached her and started firing shots.
Johnny Carson Ote Sr. stood on that wall over there, aimed a .22 revolver in my face. I can remember him saying, "I'm gonna kill you."
Bitch, I'm gonna kill you. That sound like the name of the new SoundCloud video that somebody gonna put out about you. Y'all, this is the love of her life. He said, bitch, I'm gonna kill you. Okay, you with I thought you was Christian. I'm confused. You're thanking God, but you got a nigga in your house that's fucking you to sleep, shooting you in the neck, and he talking about, bitch, I'm gonna kill you. Black love, God damn it. Shouldn't we all want a piece of it? Come on, y'all. I cannot do this.
Erica says she married Ote back in January. Recently, she says he became controlling and they separated. Williams Ote says during the shooting, he was so enraged, he stood over her, firing into her chest and face while her children were feet away in their home.
On my 40th birthday, I'm praying to God let me live.
On my 40th birthday, I'm praying to God let me live. Y'all, I am losing patience with these mammies. I'm losing patience. Did you see him? She picked him. Now, usually, if this was years ago, it was, oh, damn, he shouldn't have did that to her. Look what he did to her. Look at, oh man, domestic violence is rampant in the Black community. They could have left some children homeless and motherless and blah, blah, fucking blah. You know what the problem is? Stop it. You know what the goddamn problem is, knock it off. But since you choose not to knock it off, since you choose to still get in so-called relationships with these niggas, jumping on TikTok talking about everywhere else is not safe because Black women ain't protected, this place, I'm done. I'm going to start clowning an idiot. Don't you supposed to clown clowns? I thought idiots were funny. Get your ass away from these niggas. They don't like you. And it's going to get worse. Have y'all looked at the economy lately? Have y'all looked at the jobless numbers and people complaining that they can't make rent? It's going to get worse. Let's go.
Abuse like this, the police department will not stand for.
Corporal Detective Kelson Franklin is the lead investigator on the case. He says Ote was captured Tuesday afternoon at work thanks to an anonymous tipster. He says this crime shows Ote has a pattern.
His previous wife that he had, from our reports, he shot her in the face.
So, y'all already know. I'm better than the other black woman. His last woman, she was talking shit to him, and that's why it got out of control. He made a mistake. People can change, ass bitch. Are y'all kidding me? A lot of times when these stories come up, the nigga had already done other shit. Every now and then we get one that don't have any criminal record. You his first mark on the criminal record. But you got with a nigga that already shot one woman in the face. I'm supposed to feel sorry for you?
But DZ, this one did Kegel, so her coochie was tighter than the last chick's. And so that was supposed to make a difference.
I can't.
Kyra.
He is in a Blackistani mess. You got shot in the neck by a nigga, then your lead investigator is a nigga. Girl, you are done. Hopefully you still around this time next year, girl. You in a mess.
But did you hear how he was saying?
Victim did survive.
I didn't see that in him. He was kind. He was like Father of the Year.
Relieved her husband is in jail, Williams says she's now worried about alleged threats from his family on Facebook.
What God got for me can no man destroy, so quit coming after me and just accept the justice that's being done.
In Helena, West Helena, Bria Jones, WREG News.
Oh, remember the in-laws that y'all was worried about if you left the black community? How you worried about the in-laws being racist? We just watched a bitch sit on her TikTok trying to scare you about racism. But after she got shot in the neck, his family, which translates to her in-laws because they were indeed married, they're giving her death threats. Why don't I ever hear about that whenever y'all talking about so-called love in marriage and shit? Why don't I ever hear about that piece? Huh?
They always get super religious every time one of these Lakers hand them their ass. It's all this God this and God that talk. They get extra religious then. I don't.
If I was God, I would be putting these bitches on ignore, because I know you're gonna go back. And I'd go so far as to say she's gonna get back with him. Not once did she say that she wasn't gonna get back with him. She complained about his family members and said whatever God got going on for her, nobody can stop it. So check back in on her. I guarantee you she gonna get back with what she's calling her husband. Okay. Welcome to the panel, K Sloan. How are you, boo? Uh-oh. K Sloan, you there?
Hey, DZ, my dumbass had the mute on. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hey, DZ, it's so good to hear you and all you ladies. I was hanging in the clouds, and first of all, I had to say, Mistress Rogue, thank you for your service. I was in the Air Force a few years ago myself and saw the same exact shit when I was deployed. And then two, I just wanted to say real quick, how come these mammies almost forget the most important thing? And see, this is what the Black community does. It turns you into men without dicks, so you forget that you were a woman. But how can we forget that it was the white man and Western civilization that gave us protection laws as women, protection laws against SA, protection laws against child labor, protection laws against all these sort of things that men, especially, let me change my verbiage, that Black males abuse us with in the pimparchy. So what are you talking about? And the few laws that they do have for protection, and I've been to Africa. Like, I know y'all have no interest in going to Africa. I travel in Africa, and let me tell you, it breaks my heart when I am talking with those women over there. It breaks my heart because I know that, yeah, okay, since our people got taken and put over here, but according to my DNA results, I could have been one of those women sold at 12 years old, having my 10th child at the age of fucking 22, while my good for nothing, crusty lipped, crusty footed husband was up in the bar drinking, talking about he wants one more so he can drink my breast milk. Let me tell you, these laws that they have that they don't even fucking enforce, who do you think they based them on? The few protection laws that they have for Black women in Black countries, who do you think they base them off of? And they don't even fucking enforce them. So I just wanted to come on there and say that for that fucking shea butter sorceress mammy talking about, I don't feel safe anywhere. You know where the places I felt most unsafe as a Black woman is in Africa, trying to help these ignorant ass people. And yeah, I'm going to say it. I don't mean to offend any African descent women in the crowd. I really don't. But in the 30 countries that I've traveled to in Africa, and I see the same fucking thing happen over and over and over and over. So I just wanted to say that it was the white man. Yeah, of course I don't give a white man a pass for everything. Of course I don't. But when it comes to protecting your ass and seeing you as a woman first, it was Western civilization and white men who gave you that. So thank you. And I'm gonna get off the stage.
Thank you, K. Sloan. Nice seeing you, boo. And I agree 150%. Only thing I add is this. You don't owe them. Look, when y'all be giving these caveats and these disclaimers, you don't have to do that. They don't give disclaimers at all. Whenever they say black women are trash, they don't say except a couple of y'all. They say black women are trash. So if anybody gets offended, they can take their offended ass up the fuck up out of here. Okay? It is what it is. I just I ain't giving no caveats. Okay, Sloan, you are a missing voice. I miss you so much.
I miss you too, girl. But yeah, but thank you, DZ. I try to listen when I can, and this fire is just so much live. Just so much hot fire, so much knowledge being dropped. And I'm sorry for the disclaimer, but you know how black women can be sometimes if you don't specify and parse out every little thing.
I got other BWE creators sitting up there throwing shade at me, all because I'm not cupping the nuts of black men. I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to compare black women to white women. You talking about white women do it too. Well, guess what? Her men made it to where she could do it and get away with it. You forgot about that part. You forgot that your men didn't create that same situation for you. How dare you sit up here and try to compare the two? One's conquered, one's not. Weirdo.
And will always be. So let me tell you, DZ, and I haven't traveled extensively in Europe or anything like that, but the couple countries I have been where black people go, they always end up permanent wards of the state, and they'll end up here that way too. Permanent wards of the state, wherever the fuck they go. And they think that no one wants to deal with them because of racism. No, it's because you bring death. So someone said earlier that black males offer nothing to the ecosystem. And guess what the fuck happens in nature to an organism that does not contribute to the ecosystem? It gets deleted.
Off. Oh yeah,
it gets deleted. Yep. So, and this is what's happening. But yeah, I'm sorry, I don't want to belabor the point. But thank you so much, DZ. It's so good to hear you too. And ladies, keep it up. All right, laters.
Bye.
Okay, so
DZ, can I say something?
I
don't want to get off subject just a little bit, but I was listening to what you were saying about the BWE person who was saying some things about you. And, you know, I used to be over there in that little section. And I put two and two together from listening to and, you know, looking at the chat and everything. And I wanted to say this to black women. See, a lot of them will tell you, they will say, oh, I'm not going to tell you to close your legs because you're not going to do that. Yes, you can. And yes, you will. It's coming. See, they say that because they're not going to close their legs to black men.
Thank you.
So that's why they're saying that. I'm going to be honest with everybody. I've done so much in my life, in my early 20s and everything. And now at 35, like I tell people, I don't date. I don't do anything. I don't have sex. Yes, you can close your legs. It's possible to not have sex. It is possible. I don't do it at all. And this is coming from somebody who was hypersexual, who was having sex, who was doing all that. But if you know what I know about black men and what they do behind closed doors and what they want done to them and things of that nature, oh, you're going to close your fucking legs. I close mine. So yes, you can close yours. I hate when they say that because they don't like the fact that you're saying all black men and, don't, fuck with them or fuck them. You can do it.
They make black women sound like hedonistic bitches in heat that's just running around, can't wait to get fucked, can't keep your legs closed. And then when niggas treat you like a trick, then you want to get an attitude to get up in your feelings. And it's like, but y'all keep putting out there that you won't stop sleeping with them. You can't keep your legs closed. You're not going to do it. You don't believe in celibacy or abstinence and all this shit. So if you keep telling the world how much y'all like fucking and sucking, then what the fuck you think is going to happen? Y'all keep
then they come back and say, y'all making us hypersexual. It's like, girl, that group of men that you can't stop fucking, they treating you like shit. So you coming off as hypersexual. It's like you're willing to do anything for it.
The thing is, we're trying to reclaim the black woman's image, and it's like they don't get that they're doing everything in their power to undermine that. But every time you put it out there like black women don't have no type of self-control at all, that's not true. I I don't have to do all that fucking. I don't care. I am not in heat. Every nigga that passed by me, my coochie is not about to jump up out of my pants. I don't give a fuck. You keep walking. It's not that serious. I just don't get it. It's like, oh, I enjoy that sex. I enjoy, and it's like, girl, shut the fuck up. Is that all you care about? Is that some raggedy ass dick? Do you bitches need jobs? You need hobbies. You need to do something with yourself. Get dick off your brain. What the hell
Well,
is wrong with
I
y'all?
feel
if
like
they,
they do that because they know with black men, they don't value shit else in black women except for easy access.
I was getting ready to say something like that. The thing is, most of these mammies know that if they stop putting out, that black men are going to walk away, and they cannot have that. Okay, y'all remember back in the 60s, the movie, the autobiography of Malcolm X, or it was just called Malcolm X or whatever. You remember when Malcolm X, he would, after he dropped off his church girl, the black woman, he would go over there where the white women are, where he can get his dick sucked in the car. Okay, they're trying to prevent that setup because they know good and well that these niggas are not going to wait for them, and they're going to go find sex elsewhere. They can find sex in everywhere because they will fuck anything. Just let's just keep that part real. But black women, my question to you is this: why can't you let somebody that has that type of character go? You got to ask yourself why you feel like you got some sort of danger if you're not putting out. Y'all, when I first heard, I don't know, when I first heard about eating assholes and black women was eating, I was on the floor. Okay, I think this was around 2015. I found out that y'all mammies out here eating these niggas booty holes. What's happening? That means y'all gonna do anything to keep these niggas around. Do you know how nasty and dangerous that is? It's not funny, but goddamn, I I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I guess maybe it would help if we actually, because I know when I first started training and going through anatomy and physiology and doing all this shit with STDs and HIV and all this other stuff, the first thing they did was show us the anatomy and physiology of these diseases in the male and female reproductive system and what each and every last one of these STDs, the way they attack, the pictures and all the nasty shit I had to look at. And this is why I was doing all my training. And
They
I'm
don't
like,
care
that's
though.
a lot of that turn me off. And I'm like, I don't see how these people keep doing all this fucking. It's way too much fucking going on in this community. And I guess because I've seen it and and I know what it does to the body, even when it's asymptomatic, a lot of these diseases, because a lot of people think catching chlamydia is not that big of a deal, and they just don't understand that chlamydia will wreck your reproductive system.
But
It's
check this out,
especially
Aaliyah.
women.
You're assuming that if they knew what it was actually doing to their body, that they would stop. They could see what it's doing. Some of them do know, and they do it anyway. Why? Because they can't chance losing that black man.
And you're right. But I told you about this before when we talked. I said after I got through with all that training, I didn't want no sex for a long time. I was like, I don't even want nobody near me. Look, as a matter of fact, don't even turn the lights off. Turn the lights back on. I need to see. You got any bumps on your dick? What's going on? Let me see what the fuck is going on. Cut the lights back on. I just did not. All the fire I had in me, I was like, hell no. Because at that point, I had seen too much and had been exposed to too much. And even now, it's like a lot of these niggas walking around this city. Yeah, y'all are walking STDs. Y'all got multiple things going on with y'all. Hell no, I'm not fucking nobody. I have not fucked nobody in the state of Atlanta. I promise the whole state of Georgia. I promise you I haven't. I can't
Now,
do it.
let them keep doing what they do. All I'm gonna do is just clown you because, like I said, the information is out here. You know good and goddamn well that if you keep fucking with niggas, you're gonna end up with a whole host of problems. Hopefully, it's not deadly, but usually these niggas will give you a gift that keep on giving, either a baby, herpes, some shit like that. You're gonna live with the consequences, not me. So dangling the fact that you not gonna ever divest another, that's not gonna hurt me, boo. That's gonna hurt you and your coochie. How about that part? Snuggles, welcome to the panel.
Oh, hey, Daisy. Hey, ladies. I'm sitting over here chilling. My landlord brought me some homemade blackberry wine. My white landlord. You know what's the scariest thing about a lot of the stuff that you guys are talking about? It's that we might be entering a second Great Depression. Inflation's on the rise, crime is on the rise. You got all this crap going on where the police aren't even showing up for these things. And if a natural disaster hit right now, it's all of these mammies with their fucking babies who are going to be out here struggling, can't find any food, can't find any help. Nobody's coming to help you because you basically just alienated all of your protection that you could have possibly gotten. And their dumbasses are really on here talking about these black men as if real world shit is not going on right now, as if real world shit isn't happening. That's all they're talking about.
That's all
That's
their world
crazy.
consists of. Let's just keep it real. When it comes down to financial issues and things like that, mammies don't get into that. They know good and well that white men are going to hand them what they need to survive, the food stamps, the housing, whatever. Even if you need a high paying job, you're going to have to get that from white men. So a lot of black women don't engage in thoughts of what's going on in society. They know good and goddamn well that their sons are the one committing all these crimes, so they're not going to want to talk to you about that, because they would have to talk about their sons, and that's a no-go. But as far as finances and shit like that go, they're not going to talk about that. They don't have to have anything to do with it. Their men are not at the grown folks table, so they don't want to talk about it. Start talking about some credit and financing and building and real estate and all that shit with a nigga, and he gonna pull his dick out and give you chlamydia. He don't know what the fuck you talking about. The fuck? Okay, hold on one second, y'all. I want y'all to start when y'all go inside of the stores and that type of shit, that you put your keys in your pocket, put your keys in your purse. Don't walk around with your keys because there's a new carjacking style around this motherfucker. Of course, leave it up to the black man to come up with a new way to get your vehicle from you. Put your keys in your purse and keep your purse by the wall, closest to the wall. So if you're walking in a plaza and let's just say Target, the building Target is next to you, put your purse on the side of you that's closest to the building, because it's getting real like we said it was going to get real, right? Let's take a look at what the fuck's going on now. Jesus Christ.
New at 6, a warning tonight about a new kind of carjacking that caught a Fayette County woman by surprise and is frustrating law enforcement.
Our Fox 5's Doug Evans has more on that story tonight.
It frustrates law enforcement because the victim, they say, did everything right. Everything that they've been preaching about keeping yourself safe.
So if you already thought that you was doing everything right, I hope you heard that. This woman did everything right. She locked her car. She was aware of her surroundings. She kept her shit close to her. But guess what? Grape juice. Okay? They always gonna get creative when they want some shit that you got and you ain't giving it up easy. They're going to find a way to get it. Ladies, please be safe. But yeah, here we go.
At the gas pumps. Good news, though. Fayette County investigators have identified the suspect in this carjacking. Here's the surveillance video. That's the victim in the bright yellow shirt. And here comes the suspect walking into the store. Investigators say he snatches the woman's car keys and then goes right out and drives off with their Mercedes-Benz.
A lot of things we tell folks about staying safe at gas stations, she did. She was, she was aware of her surroundings, kind of picked this person out as being suspicious, but not to the point that she felt like she was in any kind of immediate danger, but that she stepped up and made sure that she locked her vehicle and kept her fob in her hand.
Sheriff Babb says
There you go. So they walking right up to you and taking your shit out your hand. And he didn't even run, ladies. He took her shit and walked clean off. And I blame mammies for that shit too, because guess what? Had she fucked him up, his mama would have been on the news talking about she didn't have to do that. It was just a car. Material things can be replaced, but you took his life. If the cops came and fucked him up, they'd have said the same thing and accused them of racism. So these niggas are mega comfortable right now. They don't even run from the scene no more unless the cops are already there. Walked up slow, took her keys, walked to her Benz, and got the fuck on. Ladies, keep your fobs and your keys and all that shit in your purse. Keep your purse around you. Don't wear it on your shoulder. Put it over your head so it's around you. So if he snatched that shit, he's going to have to snatch you too. Okay? Don't be comfortable around these niggas. Don't let them tell you that you being some sort of judgmental because you put your shit up because you saw him. Put your shit up because you saw him. Okay, they've been touting that narrative for the longest about how we are the problem for judging their sons. The media is the problem. All of this shit, everybody else is the problem. This little nigga that just took this fob, he's not the problem. They're gonna blame that on him needing something financial. They're not gonna chastise him. What you're looking at on the screen is everybody's fucking terrorist. Point blank, the fuck. Period. Let's finish.
Investigators have identified the carjacking suspect as Jalen Hall. They say he's 21 years old and he's from Riverdale. Deputies say they found the woman's car abandoned that same day in Clayton County. Sheriff Babb says the victim had noticed Hall lingering around, was suspicious of him. She told deputies she saw him both inside and outside the store. They say her suspicions were confirmed when she turned her back and he grabbed her keys. Sheriff Barry Babb is encouraging everyone to continue to be vigilant about your security, especially at the gas pumps. Continue to lock your cars. Continue to take your keys with you. Certainly don't leave your car running outside the store when you go in. And be aware of your surroundings, not just outside in the parking lot or at the pumps anymore, but inside as well. If you've got any information on the whereabouts of Jalen Hall, call the Fayette County Sheriff's Office.
So yeah, he's still out here, right? Right? He's still out here. Nobody can approach him. Nobody can say anything to him because that's going to be racism. Y'all, he literally did a power walk back to her car. He didn't even run. This is where we got this shit. We have it to where they don't even have to. He knew he was on camera. What fucking store doesn't have surveillance? He knew he was on camera. He lingered around for a while, waited for a car that he liked because she had a Mercedes. Okay, there were several people that came in and out of that store before that woman got there. He's able to shop for your shit. You had the vehicle that he was taking. You cannot make this shit up. Okay, another one. Welcome to the panel, dear. How are you?
Hey, DC. Hello, ladies in the chat. Hello, ladies on the panel. Good evening. So I wanted to bring up a few things that really annoyed me on tonight's show, the stuff you showed. But before I get into it, about the whole sexual discipline thing, which is like foreign language to Nakers. It's funny, one of their icons.
But we're not talking to Nakers. We're talking to Black women. They're not going to be sexually disciplined. Y'all, let me say this before I go on another one. I don't care what Black men do. We know who they are. We know what they are. So to mention sexual discipline for them, that's asinine. No, nobody give a fuck. They going to do what they do. I was talking to other Black women. Black women need to practice some sexual discipline. They need to divest and get the fuck away from that shit log. Okay, on you.
Right. No, I feel you. Makers and their affiliates. I was just going to say, it's funny, one of their icons, the late Frances Cress Welsing, Dr. Welsing used to promote sexual discipline all the time. So it's funny how they pick and choose what their leaders and their, teachers teach them. That's all I was pointing out. But the thing that really, bothered me tonight was that woman in her car and that TikTok you showed using the G word. And they love using the G word when it's convenient for them. That's genocide. And, first, like Aaliyah pointed out, it's only genocide when Black females do it. The rest, when they do it, those children are completely Black. You can look like Mariah Carey and be considered Black. And also, I wanted to just piggyback on what Mistress Rogue and Kay Sloan said. One thing Mistress Rogue said was they pretty much have been white men's accomplices. And I agree, for argument's sake, if white men are the main actor in all these bad things that have happened to Black people, Black men are the primary aiders and abettors in all of these crimes. And to throw around the genocide word just because Black women are dating out is extremely, extremely offensive when there are real genocides happening in this country, in this world right now in real time as we speak. Kay Sloan was talking about all the traveling she did. I haven't been to all these countries, but this is just if you did a Google search of stuff happening in the world right now. There's a literal genocide happening. If you type in Tigray genocide in Google in Ethiopia right now, 200,000 Tigrayan women and children have been raped by Ethiopians and Eritrean soldiers.
Can you use our word, another one?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sexually assaulted. These are women. They're about the same complexion as women in this country that have been sexually assaulted for the last year and a half by men of their own skin color from their country and from neighboring countries. That's a real G word. That's a real genocide.
Many divested channels, many divestors have talked about the South African femicide. They always talk about apartheid and what white men and the Dutch did to them in South Africa, but it's black men taking those women out in South Africa. And they can't just attribute it to poverty, because there was even a divested channel that showed surveillance footage of a nigger killing his girlfriend in a luxury high-rise building out there. It's not just poverty making them do it in South Africa. In Jamaica, 86% of kids being born out of wedlock. This is all right now. This is current statistics. So it's like, and if somebody says, yeah, and somebody, yeah, it's higher than our 77%. And if somebody says that's not genocide, it leads to it, because basically you're just breeding for numbers and these kids don't have a chance. It's the same thing that's happening here. These kids don't have a chance. You're just breeding for numbers. We're already set up for 20 years of low standardized test scores in this country since the pandemic, because the kids, there's a huge learning achievement gap in this country right now, mainly affecting Black and Latino kids. So the thing is, this whole thing about genocide, no, there are real genocides happening in the world if you want to talk about the word genocide. Like I said, I just gave you 3 examples. There's Tigray, Ethiopia, there's South Africa, Black women femicide, and there's all this out of wedlock birth rate throughout Black communities, including the Caribbean, Western Europe and North America. So niggers are contributing to all this genocide. And the leader of Ethiopia is a nigger. It's a Black male. And you could say white countries and Arab countries are in on it behind the scenes, of course. But who's allowing their soldiers to rape and kill women and children? A Black male Ethiopian.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So my point is, these women, these so-called mammies, they've got to stop with that genocide word whenever a Black woman, divest. And divesting, she's protecting herself. And to say if you divest, nobody's going to be there for you, nobody's going to protect you. Who's protecting her anyway? What nigger is protecting her anyway? And I'm sorry, I'm just really offended. It's so offensive to women's intelligence, to divested women's intelligence, to use inflammatory language like that when nobody's protecting them worldwide as we speak. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. That's the only reason.
I think they know that they're just being extra because they want Black men. We give mammies the gift of ignorance, as if they don't know what's going on. They know exactly what's going on. A lot of mammies, y'all are thinking people that are impoverished and all that shit. Y'all, we got mammies that are judges. We have mammies that are African American history professors around this bitch. So a lot of them already know what's going on here and around the world. But they can't say that to you because that's going to jeopardize the comfort of a Black man. When I tell you they're the most important thing in the Black community, I mean just that. So they will sit up here and finagle and move and wiggle the facts a little bit. They'll agree with a little bit of what you say, because that's what BWE is doing right now, by the way. They'll agree with a little bit of what you say, and then they start moonwalking backwards when the stats start hitting them niggas too fucking hard. They're going to say, well, that's their issue. I'm talking about FBA. I'm talking about ADOS. I wasn't talking about them, sister. I wasn't talking about South Africa, sister type shit. The thing is, you were talking about South Africa, Jamaica, and all these different places when bitches were saying they wanted a man. You told them to go Pan-African and look for this place and that place. And all, you don't have to. They always wiggling shit around for their narrative. That's what makes them dangerous as fuck. Because if you got somebody that's not well-rounded and don't look, at the news and look at nothing other than fucking basketball wives and shit, you can tell her, men from Jamaica are better. And she'll go, oh, okay, well, let me go see if I can get my groove back. When somebody has the stats like you just brought, that's when beefing starts, because they have nowhere else to go. So they're going to start beefing with you. I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm not doing this. And they throw a rock and hide their hand. And as soon as you clap back at their motherfucking ass, all of a sudden you extreme. No, the stats are the same no matter who's saying the shit. Niggas are trash. Period. How's that for a fucking stat?
Yep. All of them. 100%.
Joe, I can't with these people. I can't do it. Oh my goodness. Look, a long time no see. Welcome to the panel, Lipstick. How are you?
Hi, ladies. How are you?
Amazing. What you got?
Look, I took a break and said, you know what? I'm going to take a break. When I get back, I know that the narrative is going to be changed. I know DZ ain't going to have to go in that hard because these women already know what's up. But it's a lot. They still having all these excuses not to divest. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. It's always going to be like that because we come in all different shapes and sizes, right? If you got a woman that's a judge that's sitting up here lying for her kid, you know, she's going to assume, the woman that's listening to the judge, she's going to assume that this is an educated woman that's going to want the best for whatever community she hails from. So if she's sitting there with her robe and her degrees and her Juris Doctorate and all that good shit, and she says, not all, then guess what's going to happen? Because she wants that to be true so bad. I'm talking about the girl that's listening. Because she wants that to be true so bad, she's going to accept it. If you have somebody like us that look at that same young girl and say, don't try that shit, these niggas will fuck you up. Since that don't sound as educated, she's going to use this woman being a judge as an excuse to listen to some shit that's not true. Okay? Period.
I want to ask a question since we're talking about judges.
Okay.
As far as divesting women are concerned, do we still think it's beneficial to us as divested women who do not have any investments in the Black community or whatever is going on within the Black communities, their criminality or whatever they have going on? Is it in our best interest to continue to support these judges and legislators just because they are Black women?
I don't support none of that shit, and you're right about that. Like, that's always gotten Black people in trouble, to be honest with you. You see somebody Black and you assume that they're going to have your best interest in mind, but baby, that's not what it is. They tout, oh, we're not a monolith. Black people not a monolith. Black women are not a monolith. But then as soon as they see some weird ass nigga get up here running for some shit, everybody need to fall in line. Well, what happened to we not a monolith? I don't like what he's saying, or I don't like what she's saying. It's a lot of these bitches up here that ain't, man, listen, I wouldn't vote for half of them. And Stacey Abrams comes to mind, speaking of. I look,
right.
I had to make sure my voters registration was good because I will not be voting for that weirdo.
I saw so many divested women with their pom-poms for Ketanji, and what's her name? Ketanji Brown. And I'm like, have y'all seen her record? She's been mammying her ass off ever since she got a robe. But we were supposed to fall in line and support her, and I just wasn't going.
It's a lot of these Black women I'm not going with. I'm not. It's a couple of those judges in Detroit. Man, listen, you sitting up here lying for your son? Really, bitch? I thought that was Jasmine and Keisha that did that shit. Not the woman with the Juris Doctorate.
And DC, have you noticed there's a congresswoman out of your home state, Congresswoman Val Devings? Mammies don't ever talk about her or talk about supporting her because she was the former police chief of Orlando before she went into politics. So they don't like her. You see what I'm saying? So even when they do pick and choose when they want to support a Black woman, they pay attention to their resume and their background. Val Demings is actually pro law and order.
Okay.
She is, but isn't she a CNN correspondent? Like, isn't she their like law and order correspondent or something?
I'm not sure if that's recent, but she's running to take Marco Rubio's Senate seat. She's running for that later this year in Florida.
No,
she's now a congresswoman.
She a man.
No, she's a congresswoman. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't support mammies. And a lot of times we find out too late because, politicians do a lot of pandering at first. And then once they're sworn in, you'll see who the real them are or, what their interests are. I don't fuck with the Black community. It is a clusterfuck of nonsense, as I'm to the point where I don't even touch some of these women and what they got going on because too many of us are mammied the fuck out. I can prejudge a lot of these women and say, yeah, she's probably a mammy. If she can sound divested on some points, but sometimes they come and they start mammying. A lot of content creators do that shit too. You will never, ever in your fucking life see me sharing a panel with a naker in a conversation. If anybody ever has told you that they saw me doing that, that's a goddamn lie. I do not share panels with niggas. I can't. I don't take them seriously. Look at their community.
I wanted to, excuse me.
It's on you, Aaliyah.
Oh no, I was just saying, especially not going over there to the manosphere. That's some of the most, they talk shit about us, but the manosphere where they control the microphone, they are beyond toxic towards Black women over there. But you want to go on their panels and have a voice in their spaces and debate with them in their spaces and think that that conversation is really going to work out in your favor. But these are conversations they want to keep having with Black men, but they're so divested though. That's why I say leave us the fuck out of that bullshit you got going on, because these are the type of games that we just really don't goddamn play. Now you can't control who clicks your link or whoever makes it up on this panel, because 9 times out of 10 it's some random that's down in the chat that's clicking the link and got a fake ass name that he hiding behind. But you don't take your ass to the manosphere specifically to get on the panels just to talk with them, like, and expect that to be a fair conversation. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? And they've been doing that shit.
You're right. You'll have these people with these platforms, right? And they touting divestment and Black women empowerment, blah 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 blah. They won't click this link, because I'm on some all shit. But the dudes that's over there telling you your pussy stink, you going over there to have a conversation. That shit is fucking hilarious. I think that shit is goddamn hilarious. You can't make this shit up.
Because they just want any interaction with Black men, no matter how negative, how disrespectful it is. The fact that they get to sit on a panel alongside a Black man is all they care about. I've seen panels where Black men have looked these women in the face and say, we don't give a fuck about y'all. And then they'll say, but why? And go into this diatribe. Like, I just don't, it has to be a mental disconnect to even allow yourself to be verbally abused like that.
They're pathetic. They're pathetic. If you see them talking by themselves, I'm talking about the Black woman that clicks a manosphere link. She seems, well put together and got all the facts straight and know all the stats and know all the shit here. But as soon as she get around a nigga, she turns into a 5-year-old girl begging for daddy's attention. The shit is so cringy. It's cringy, y'all. Lights and camera, are you dusty?
Yeah, ladies, I'm just here. I want to clear up something. I want to clear up something, and then I want to share something about one of my relatives, and I want to get you ladies' opinion on that. I'm just going to hang up and laugh.
Okay, wait, hold on, because I feel like you get ready to tell a long ass.
Oh, no. I know how to concise. No.
Okay, what's going on?
Okay, the first thing I want to say, I want to clear up this rumor about the mighty BBC. Listen, I am a former thought. I know dick. I've seen all kinds. I've had all kinds. And look. That's a lie. That's a rumor. White boy Brad has got.
Hold on, because you're not going to overtalk me, okay? Lights and camera. There was a lot of conversation that came up here, and this is an example, ladies. All the things that we talked about, safety and politics and all that shit, we right back at the dick. Dead ass serious. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. And lights and camera, when I start talking to you, don't raise your voice and try to talk over me like I'm gonna stop talking. So go ahead and finish your story. Go ahead.
No, I apologize. I wasn't trying to. I think we had my phone kind of dropped audio a little bit, but no, I apologize for that. But no, I'm just saying I'm just tired of seeing that whole myth. I'm just sick of hearing it. And I'm just wondering, why is it, maybe I've got left out. Why haven't we had any more, what was the community in Oklahoma for 100 years ago? Why haven't we had any more of those communities around the country in 100 years built?
Because
who is we? I said the Black community, the Black men. Why haven't they done that?
Because I'm not a part of that community.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Right? It would require Black men to build something, and Black men can't build, nor do they want to build for you. That's the answer to that question. You won't see any more Black Wall Streets and that type of shit. Okay. And truth be told, with Black Wall Street, a lot of Black women had a hand in that. Black men cannot build anything, nor do they want to. That's the answer.
And finally, I'm getting very tired of hearing the suffering mammy stories of what the Black man did to them, what the baby daddy did to them, and they just continuously go back into the fire. I'm tired of hearing it. Am I the only one? Are you other ladies?
They getting roasted up here too. My compassion is over with them. I've been compassionate for the past 10, 15, damn near 30 fucking years around this bitch. And if you keep putting your hand back in that fire and expect for me to bandage you up every time you get burned, you got me all the way fucked up.
Yeah, I'm with you. I found out this morning I have a relative that's who got 3 kids, Dusty, baby mama.
Hold on a second, lights and camera. Hold on a second. Mermacorn, welcome to the panel. How are you?
Hi everyone. I'm doing well. How are you, DC? How are
I'm
the ladies on the
amazing.
panel? Wonderful. Love to hear that. I won't be long. I just have one question. Where is Tina Knowles? Because I believe she released a documentary talking about how they are profiled and they're not really as bad as they are. And since then, you've done at least 4 or 5 shows that have shown that they are exactly what we say they are. So I just
Well,
need to know where Tina Knowles is. That's all.
Who's ever manning her Instagram account, I'm blocked from there. Divest Zealot can't comment on Tina Knowles' social media, so I don't know where the bitch at. I don't know where she is.
Tina came over here and watched the video, didn't she?
I went up under her shit when she was promoting that shit and told her she needed to quit lying, and then motherfucking removed my comment and blocked the fuck out of Divested Zealot. Come on, bitch. You already know you lying. Damn it. You coming from a household where a man cheated on you and had several kids behind your back. Fuck out of here. And ain't nobody profiling these niggas. They profiling themselves. A lot of these stories, half the people in the comment section ain't never seen them. So the media is not against them. They actually protect these motherfuckers if you want to keep it all the way 100. So hold on, y'all.
That's all. I'm going to drop back down now.
Thank you for coming up, Mermacorn. I appreciate it. Okay. Lights and camera. Now, you promised me that you was going to be consistent, you were going to be to the point, and you were going to make this shit interesting. So, it's back on you.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to share with you ladies. I have a particular relative who's retired in the East Coast, and so he supposedly married a young lady down in the Dominican. Supposedly, she already had a child when he met her, but she refuses to move to America where he lives. This has been going on for 3 years, and he sends two.
This is about a black dude in your family. Y'all are upset that he married somebody out of the country, or
so yeah. So he
says,
says,
"Do y'all give a fuck about what he doing with his penis?" Just wondering, because
no. We really don't. We just find out how stupid he is. And this lady will not come to America, but yet he sends like $2,000 a month down there for the last 3 years and gets mad at everybody if we question her. Why won't she move to America? And it just shows the mentality.
Why are y'all asking him that? I'm not trying to be funny. Real talk.
No.
Every now and then I get people up here that seem like they're upset with what black men are doing. Are y'all upset with what black men are doing? Because nobody gives a fuck what they doing. I know I don't give a fuck. He could go marry a goddamn pig for all I give a fuck.
Oh, and why is she asking why the lady won't move here? Why don't you send your relative to the Dominican Republic?
Well, he doesn't want to go there. And so we laugh at him. We do.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Listen,
I want it.
Listen, y'all got to quit giving a fuck what these niggas do. All y'all need to know is that they're dangerous and they don't like your motherfucking ass. They don't like you. So whatever they're doing, him and his love life, and y'all still talking to niggas about shit. We got people that came up here that's still smoking with niggas. We got people having conversations with niggas at their job. What's really going on? My spidey senses are coming up and they're tingling like a motherfucker. I feel like some folks is hiding and still are upset that black men haven't made y'all a preference. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. Because I'm gonna tell you who my cousin married, my male cousin. I don't fucking know because I haven't talked to him since my freshman year in college. That was years ago. I don't fuck with them at all. Too Salty, welcome to the panel. How are you?
Hey, Daisy. Hey, ladies. How are you?
Amazing.
Okay. I don't know what's in the water. I don't know what's in the air. But there is something about these callers tonight. They either drunk, smoking on something, but I ain't got no story to tell. But this is kind of going back to the woman who got shot in the face and how she said, God brought me back to life.
Mm-hmm.
This is something about mammies. They have this weird, sick relationship with God and Christianity, and they bring God into the most degenerate situations. God didn't bring you back to life. The nigga just didn't have no aim like all the other nignogs out there. Okay? Didn't mention the hospital, didn't mention the doctors that helped her, but somehow it was God. She is on there talking like slavery ended 5 business days ago. What is it about? No, seriously, what is it about these mammies when black women get around these black males? Our IQ, our IQ just lessens. It gets lower and lower and lower because you're trying to reason with them. You're trying to debate with them and all that other bullshit. Stop. And then we mentioned, supporting black women and supporting our own. Do you know how many of these judges and politicians get in office and they enact policies that allow black males to get out on the streets and just commit more crime and violence against us? And then they talk about, they talk about the BBC and sex and everything. They sound just like the black males. All they offer is what's between their legs. And mammies think that that's all they have to offer, which is why they constantly talking about their pussies and how it's tighter, wetter, and better, and how it's going to somehow get this man to change. This male to change.
You can't put nothing in the sentence with black men that has something to do with importance. Whenever you deal with mammies and black men, it's going to boil back down to the dick every single time. It's like, God damn, girl, I'm not even gonna say you need therapy. You just need to sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. That's all they have. And here's the deal: the reason they keep bringing it up is because they want to show something that their men are so-called good at. They're struggling to show you something, God, anything that these men are good at. You can't talk about anything of importance. There is a recession coming the fuck up. Big dick, I don't give a fuck. I don't know what's going on in their pants other than the STD rates that I'm reading about on this motherfucking intraweb from the CDC. And it says that they can't even do that right. So while you're around here touting that black men and their dick is amazing, ma'am, it's amazingly disgusting. It has a lot of pus coming up out of that bitch. It's sticking to his thighs, all of that shit. Now that you're done talking about shit log with me, what about that recession? What about that DV rate? What about that single mother rate? What about any of that shit? These bitches stay on the dick. I swear to God.
And you know what, DZ? Like, I don't want to believe that black people have low IQs, but I swear these women go out of their way to be willfully ignorant about just the simplest shit. It is crazy how they can really just sit here and be like, not all. When every time we get on this live, you show video after video after video. I mean, they go out of their way to commit crimes. There could be no crime happening, and they will think of the most creative ways to commit crimes. Like, all.
I can't. I'm stunned. I'm literally stunned. Somebody put the link in the chat just in case it people are looking for it. Also, April, you dropped off for some reason. I don't know what happened there. Diana Prince, how are you? Just trying to make sure I got everybody.
Hi, DZ. How are you?
Amazing, as usual.
That's great. I just think you and your spouse's marriage is just so beautiful. I just wanted to tell you that.
Okay, well, thank you, Diana. You got anything on the topics, multiple topics we got tonight?
Specifically about the mammy. I'm following the mayor of San Francisco who's trying to get her dusty ass brother out of prison. They had a hearing on Monday in San Francisco. And the city of San Francisco filed a motion for continuing his hearing. So she's trying to get him out under this new law but he was convicted under the felony murder rule.
I don't know who you're talking about, boo.
The
I'm gonna keep
mayor,
it real with you.
the mayor of San Francisco,
Oh,
She's
London
the first.
Breed.
She's the first Black female mayor of San Francisco, DZ.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
she's trying to get her dusty brother out, who pushed his girlfriend out of a moving car on the Golden Gate Bridge after they committed a robbery in
So basically, she's
2000.
doing mammy shit. She's doing what mammies do and surrounding their whole existence around saving Black men. While she has a important position in y'all city and not putting y'all interests first. It's annoying, just to keep it real.
Not even just that. I mean, that's the city where you can go get off the BART train and somebody's
Hold on a
cooking
second,
heroin.
Diana. Hold on a second. April Reed, I wanted you to know that I wasn't ignoring you back there, ma'am, and you're up here at this point.
Oh no, that's totally fine. It was me. I messed up and hit done with trying to take my avatar off, and it took me off completely. Because I didn't need my beautiful face up here for Niggly Boons to be trying to attack.
And I don't blame you, because that out of all the shit we talked tonight, it would literally be the topic of discussion for the next few weeks if you fucked around here and showed these people what's up. What's up, boo?
Okay, well, what I have is real quick, but it is a warning. It is something I just experienced today and this week. In my city, and what's happening is when some of these men are males, whatever we're gonna call these creatures, are interested in you, they will stalk you and they will watch you for a while. And what I witnessed today was a man putting an Apple tag on a woman's car. What one of my other friends witnessed last weekend in a club, which I'm like, girl, stay out the clubs because Niggly Boons be up in the club. We don't need that. But she had this little weird device on her purse when she got home. They are tracking devices and they are not expensive. And that's why they can afford to get them. They're really small. Some of them are flat. Some of them are Apple tags, but some of the other ones are flat. They look like dots. They look like little plastic bingo dots. The ones you play bingo with. Yes. And what they're doing is when they see you, they'll observe you in a lounge or in a club or wherever you are, and they will stick that somewhere on you, on your jeans, in your weave, or on your car or wherever, and they will follow you home. Okay. One of my friends was just assaulted. So what I'm saying is I'm trying to put that message out there for women to be very, very careful when you're out in lounges or anywhere, gas stations, all of that. They're now putting little tracking devices on you so that they can find you and keep up with you. And I think that is sick and it is scary and it has me personally terrified.
That's not the only thing. They're actually dipping, I don't know if it was like fentanyl or some type of chloroform. They're dipping things in there and sticking like pieces of paper and pieces of tissues in your car. So when you go remove it, it knocks you out and they scoop your ass up and they disappear.
One of the best things that you can do is not hang out where there's a whole bunch of nakers. Y'all with these lounges and shit. If y'all go into lounges where nakers are going and it's a place that they frequent, that's problem number one. I know you're not going in there to sit there and drink a drink and just ignore niggas. Okay. Going somewhere where they are, I feel like that's low key trying to see if it's a unicorn in the building. Keep your ass from up out of there. I can only say that one time. If I see more than two niggas going into an establishment, it's gonna be a takeout situation. I don't give a fuck. I'm not fixing to sit around their asses. I can't do it. They scare me, and they're very, very dangerous, as y'all are putting out right now.
And on top of that, if I could add just one more thing about being a bartender, and then I will get down. I was a bartender for almost 13 years, right? We're some of the most trusted people in the club when it comes to dancers, whoever else. What I witnessed from one of my ex homegirls now, you can't trust Black women either. And I'm really upset by this.
Absolutely.
But what they're doing is GHB is back. Okay. The date R word, happy drug for women is back. And what the bartenders are doing is, for their homeboy, whoever is interested in you, they're taking it and putting it around the rim of your drink or the rim of your straw. They're being paid to do this. Even if you're in a place that is majority others, you know what I'm saying? And not Black people, they can be paid to do this. I have seen girls get recruited and I am disgusted today of all the things that I've had to see between work and getting home. And that's one of the things. So ladies, please bring your own straw, bring a flask.
How about buy your own drinks and chill at the house? Because if it's that dangerous out there, I wouldn't chance the shit.
Oh no, I got me a bottle of Chardonnay right now.
between all of the, diseases and bacteria and viruses that's going around, now you got to worry about somebody putting some bullshit on your realm. If you ready to hang out a lounge that bad, you might end up getting what you're looking for. Get you some shit from the liquor store and take your ass home. Shit, catch up on something you've been procrastinating on. You know how we are. It's stuff sitting at the table that you can, do. But if being at a lounge is that important to you, I will see you on one of these news stations and I'll go ahead and talk about you, boo.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go ahead and drop down, but I just wanted to make ladies aware of that because it scared me to my core. When I tell you I felt like I was having an anxiety attack, that's really how I felt. Because I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Y'all are my friends. I've worked with you girls. Y'all are really doing this. You never know somebody. So just stay safe. And that's all I wanted to add. Great live. I'll get back down.
Thank you, boo, for coming up.
No
I'm gonna hop
problem.
down too.
DZ.
I'm gonna hop down too. But before I go, I wanted to say, like, you know, maybe women should think about getting some other hobbies. I mean, I go fishing, I play chess, I garden. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing some other things than going to the bar all day.
Well, we'll see who's serious about the shit. Just keep watching. Just keep watching. Because if I pull up my Gmail right now, okay, you'll see that they just have to be out here doing extra shit. And that's your choice. You're grown. You do what you want to do. I feel you. But at the same time, do not come back talking about, oh, a woman got shot in the neck and they talk shit about her. No, we didn't talk shit about her. We pointed out the obvious stupidity of the entire situation. That's what that is. That woman was with some man that had already shot a woman in the face. I'm not getting ready to coddle no stupid bitch like that. Period.
DZ.
Yes.
You bring up a good point. It's something that we've talked about before. Truly, divested women, they won't be in certain spaces. And if they are, because you know how, black males are kind of like those insects that you see too, there's a nest not too far away and they're just waiting to, even when that happens, like a lot of us, when I see 2 or 3 of them, I'm leaving. I don't care where I am. I don't care what I'm doing. I leave. And I think if more divested women did that, we wouldn't be having certain conversations. We wouldn't have people, calling up saying how they talking to male relatives or they had this talk or that talk. It just wouldn't be.
Let's
So a
just keep
lot
it
of these
real too salty. A lot of black women still just prefer black men. And even if they stop preferring black men in the romantic sense, they're not going to give up the black males in their family. They watching everything they do, who they fucking, how much money they got, their day-to-day activities, because they are truly still invested. It's sad, but it's true. But anyway, Aaliyah, you said you had a announcement to make, and I am clearing the floor so you can make that announcement.
Oh, well, thank you so much, DZ. You are always too kind with your platform. Well, you know what I do for a living, so I have to go ahead and put this out there. So I need all of Georgia, all of my people from Georgia to turn your devices up and listen carefully. Because I really need you to be honest about when you show up for your appointments for your monkeypox vaccine. I do know a lot of you are listening out there, despite what people think. DZ has a nice size platform, especially for such a controversial topic. And we don't sugarcoat shit over here. But I'm glad that it allows me to put this kind of information out there. But I really need you all to be honest when you show up for your appointments. I've noticed that a lot of you are still lying to try to sneak in to get past security and screening. But lying about your signs and symptoms will not help you any. You will be asked if you are experiencing any COVID symptoms. That includes any signs of respiratory distress, difficulty breathing, coughing, chest congestion, loss of taste or smell, fever, chills, body ache, swollen lymph nodes, dizziness, fatigue. I know the script well, okay? If so, stay home because you will be sent home immediately with a COVID kit to test yourself and instructions.
Believe it or not, Aaliyah, YouTube don't like when we say the C word either. You can't say
Okay.
shit around this motherfucker.
I'm sorry. I thought if we were doing it for educational purposes, I will say, okay, well, the C word then because we're still dealing with both at the same time. So one public health issue has not gone away completely. I don't know why people think that C19 has disappeared, but you will be sent home to go ahead and do the test at home and come back after your isolation period. So I'm saying that so you will not waste your gas because they're gonna send you back home. You will be asked if you have recently tested positive or if you have been exposed to somebody else who has monkeypox. Please understand that if you have tested positive, the vaccine will not help you. It will not ease any symptoms and it will not make any of it go away any faster. And I'm saying this because people are still lying about all of this shit to get into the bag. You still need to quarantine your entire 21 days. Please do not lie to try to get the vaccine because you're wasting dosages that can go to someone else. You know, I know everyone is scared right now, but the supply is very limited. So if you have any body rashes, blisters, bumps, pimples, pustules, lesions, anything out of the ordinary, please tell someone and somebody will give you a test at the facility that you show up at. Because again, getting the vaccine will not help you. And lying to sneak your way in is not good for anyone. So please be honest in these screenings because it limits everybody's exposure. Also, please be aware that it can spread to your pets. So please do not have your animals sleeping in bed with you or cuddling up next to you. And to all my brats in the chat who love hunting, I know you may not want to hear this, but this is the South after all. I need you to hold off on that if you can. Because again, I saw a few concerns about rodents possibly being infected and potentially wild game. And I don't know if the animals ate the rodents or what. I didn't have time to get all the details, but I'm sure it's somewhere in one of my emails or whatever. But you don't want to be hunting and handling and preparing this meat if it could be potentially infected. And lastly, to the emergency responders in the state of Georgia, again, I'm talking about Georgia in particular, to the last responders, you know I love and support you, and I say it all the time, but I really need y'all to fall back and show some respect for the process. Again, this vaccine is very limited and is not open to the general public yet. Please wait until it is. I've seen quite a few of you showing up expecting to receive service, knowing damn well that you don't meet any of the criteria. And don't think we don't know that you've been coaching each other and telling people what to say in order to get in. So you've been lying too. Please respect our process because you throw people in jail for not listening or lying to you. So please show us the same respect. And I understand your concerns. So please wear your gloves and your other PPE if you need to touch somebody, especially for those who may work with prison populations. And I know our first responders cannot afford to get sick, not the police, not our fire and rescue services. I understand that your job is very important, but so is ours. That includes.
Check this out. Y'all, everything that has been set up here for the past 2 years, damn near 2 years, we said it was going to happen before it happens. Y'all get your Clorox wipes. Y'all follow protocol. Make sure you wiping down surface. Please don't sit on nobody's motherfucking toilet in public. Don't do that shit. Whenever you grabbing a handle in the bathroom, use a paper towel. Y'all, this is going to be just as serious as the C word one. I'm telling you, you don't want that shit. I heard it's painful. Please stop messing with these niggas too, because goddamn it, they around here giving it to each other big time, and you know how.
It's more and more of us having to come in. Black women are having to come in and get it too. Just know that so that says a lot about our still sexual activities too. I won't even go into all of that. But I mean, I know people are, the point is, what I'm saying is, and I have to say it that way to make sure everybody understands that I'm talking to their group specifically, because I know people are scared and you don't want to take it home to your husbands, wives, or your children. You don't want anybody to get sick. I get it. And I stand with you. But just please understand that my ass is not home every day. My colleagues are not home every day. We are right on the front line with you. And guess what? They will not give it to us either. There is simply not enough right now. And they will eventually offer it to the public. But for now, we have to focus on the priority population, which is MSM, especially those with multiple partners, and sex workers.
They
and people
always
like
getting coddled. They always getting coddled. And thank you, Aaliyah, for putting that out there. Let me go ahead and close up and let's just do this real quick. Y'all heard her. She said what she said. She said what she said. What you do next is on you. Ladies, I know good and goddamn well what's going on. I'm up under no delusion that the majority of Black women will divest. They won't. We have people that literally come for what we say because it makes Black men uncomfortable. And let's just keep it real. They are the most important thing in the Black community. You don't count. And on top of that, you're aiding and abetting the bullshit by doing and moving the way they want you to. You need to move the fuck about the Black community. Nobody believes you when you get up here or sit in a crowd or be in these other chat rooms or wherever you go, talking about how you don't give a fuck about Black men, how you don't fuck with them, you don't this and the third. But guess what? When you open your mouth, a little bit different comes out. Also, people hang out in areas just kind of hanging out, see what's going on. They don't type in the chat, but they see you when your rhetoric changes in other areas. In one area, you divested like a motherfucker. In another area, you are fence sitters. And then what makes it so bad, sometimes the fence sitters are mammies in the third area. It is so weird. It's almost as if you're looking for a home. I hope you find it. Let me show y'all something real quick.
Imagine coming home to a dark-skinned wife. I'd rather sleep outside. Dark-skinned women really live rent-free in y'all minds. It's sick. It really is, because I don't understand why y'all keep bringing up dark-skinned women if y'all claim y'all don't like them. My fellow co-worker got y'all tight-eye seat. He is proudly co-signing this colorist person, probably because he's also colorist. This is funny as hell. Ignorant, but funny as hell. Somebody down below, please explain the punchline to this joke, because I don't get it. Now you know you can't say no shit like that on here. These females gonna eat your ass alive. So he just basically openly admitted that he's colorist outside of Facebook. It's way too many proud raccoons running around.
Let me tell y'all something. She made that whole thing sitting up here pretending like she don't give a fuck that Black men are colorist. This shit, we can see through all of that shit. You'd have kept going. Ladies, leave that community. No matter how much you get up here addressing what they say to you and how it made you feel, and then saying that they're living in your brain rent free is going to be convincing. It's not going to be. She wouldn't have addressed it. That was a dark-skinned Black woman, and it hurt her feelings that Black men said that they don't prefer her. The thing is this, they haven't hidden it. All the shit that we go over, they haven't hidden it. This is why I focus on crime. The crime is usually you being a victim, and you're also the fucking soldier in that same community in which you're the victim. None of this shit makes any fucking sense. Just pack your shit and go. And if you don't have the means to do that right now, then make some way to do it over the course of time. Save your money, get your motherfucking weapons and all the shit together. Protect yourself. Constantly threatening to leave the Black community is not going to work. You have to leave. If you can't leave or don't want to leave for real, just go ahead and be honest with yourself and say that's where you want to be. But you wish Black men would take you seriously. It's not going to happen, ladies. It's not going to happen. I don't know how many times I can tell you that shit. Pointing out that Black men can be colorists. They already know this shit. They told you that. How many times have y'all seen these 30-second videos where the Black dude got the mic, and every time he comes up on the dark-skinned girl out of a line of women that he's talking to, right, and tell you, oh, you crispy, oh, she too dark-skinned. They haven't hidden that shit from you. So what is making a video like this going to do? I have to give it to Blackistan. They have been honest with you. They haven't made you any promises of anything. They're asking you to be sister wives. They're asking you to be mules. They're asking you to be activists and mamas and protesters and all this shit. So if you're going to leave, God damn it, leave. Period. Otherwise, you will get clowned. I'm out of here. I love y'all. I'm headed to Discord. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.